take full responsibility for, you know, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, you know. My managers, my kids is not here. Really, everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just like, you know, being having so much time invested into this, you know. And, I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. You know, I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, you know. And I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad, and it could, you know, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a, you know, bar in the future or something. Just out of this.
You see, he's back at it again. You see, a bar. Listen, young man, you got your children, you got 11 siblings. Just whatever you was doing, just stop. Okay, get back to your music or get back to your passions. But going out, I mean, I understand you've been incarcerated and you need to let off some steam. Well, let off some steam in your own house. Yeah? Let some steam off in your own house. Keep out of the public eye. Right? You know, you have to think about your family. Right? You don't want nothing to happen to your mum. Okay? And you know, people get ill over these trials and tribulations. Right? So, a bit more accountability from people like Young Thug. We need more accountability. So, forget about meeting the judge in any bar. All right? You wanna cut that out, son.
Type of situation, I promise you, I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. You know, I come from nothing and
Well, we'll
I've made
see.
something, and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Uh, through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me. And
So basically he's begging. He's begging for mercy and too bloody right. Too bloody right. The law is the law wherever you are, right? Especially if we're living in certain areas of the globe which is, say, home to people of different origins, okay, of different origins, you must respect the law where you are, okay? So, you need to respect the law. For myself, he just looks like he can't wait to go and get back on the drug. He's just fidgeting and um he needs help. Some people are too far gone to help, and the spirits are very strong. You see, the spirits can easily overwhelm people. So for myself, I just anticipation. I mean, I'm sure you'd be excited, but again, emotions emotions can cause a lot of damage if not channeled correctly.
everybody involved on both sides, you know. Um, I'm sorry to the sheriff, you know, everybody for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, you know, and I just hope that you find me in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, you know, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late. And maybe it was because I was, you know, probably on drugs or anything. I don't know. But I have
Well,
came to my senses. I understand what I bring
you
to this
need
world.
to
But
young thug. You know what you was doing, right? You got careless. You're not the only one. And I hope you stop and change, right? Just relax a little bit more, or I don't know, you know, the drugs ain't working. It doesn't work for anyone, you know. Altered beasts.
I am a good guy. You know, I don't mind doing stuff like, you know, like free shows, and I always did that. You know, I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. You know, I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did
Wow.
2 or 3 shows that made like 700,000 a piece, and I gave it to uh, the breast cancer organization. Like, you know, I do things. I put millions of dollars back into my community for real.
Challenge accepted.
Last two. Want to race it? Challenge accepted.
You ready? Challenge accepted. Conference. Challenge accepted.
I did more than anybody ever did from my side, you know. But I understand, you know, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. You know, it's just I'm older, I'm grown now, you know, and it's just like
Huh.
I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway,
Unfortunately, he's just speaking like most people incarcerated. Some people do need that time away. Some people do need to go into the gutter to come back out. Some people can make it. Um, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. That it's come to this. If he was giving, you know, charity away and stuff like that, so which is a good deed. Well, they do say, you know, charity starts at home, so he needs to focus on himself. Maybe get some psychological help. Definitely get some rehabilitation. Right? Look forward to reaching 40 and beyond.
but I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. I mean, it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. And having come up from where you came up from and living in and around that, you know that gangs are damaging to our community. And it may be that a whole lot of rap music and the rap industry is, I mean, honestly, it sounds like a modern day version of kind of WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that that's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with rap. But whether it is fake or not, it has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think this is cool. This is what I want to do. Look at him. He's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets.
Mm.
And that's not true.
True.
What you're
That's
likely to
true.
have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is
Prison
you
or
get
death.
shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison.
That's it.
And
That's
those
it.
are,
The only
by
choices.
far the most likely outcomes.
Exactly.
And, you've been in here watching the trial, and you've seen the pictures of Mr. Ryan posing with a gun as big as he is at 15 years old and going out and shooting and killing another teenager. And that's what gangs do, and that's unfortunately a lot of what rap music does. And if you are a modern day John Lennon, he might have rapped too in this day and age. I don't know, but I know you're talented, and
They got to look at these gun companies as well. I mean, I know um, it's deplorable. This kind of music is being pushed, or we're taking part in such events that basically jeopardize yourself, your family, and your loved ones. It's accountability, and this judge is 100% correct, and he's very lucky to get a judge like this. And I'm not sure who this judge is, but thank you very much for what you're saying. And to be honest, you gotta hear the things you don't want to hear, you see, or you want to hear other people's perspective when gathering information. Sometimes I may say something you might not listen, but someone else may say it in a different way and it connects with you. That's just how it goes. So thumbs up to this judge. Well done. I'm not sure of your name, but yeah, true peace to you.
And even if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that that is not the way to go, and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up
That's
with
right.
the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs.
I mean, the amount of money that has been squandered in the black community, we could have used. We are our own enemy. We have what it takes. We just don't do anything. There's a lot of giving away our money and spending and joking out the thing. Nothing apart from just being a joke, right? Most rich people, they sometimes, not all, get their money by illicit means. But I mean, he's got millions of dollars. He could have set up so many businesses. And now he's thinking, look all that money I wasted. He's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again. I can't see him changing. A couple of, man, all that money, waste. It's just a waste.
And, I know that happens for protection sometimes, but a much better way would be getting an education and setting, hanging around with people who set a good example. And you
That's
be
it.
one of those people that sets a good example. All right, so that's my high horse on that. I could also go on. But I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem. All right. So it is not lost on the court that the state had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count,
Oh, oh wow.
was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count.
Oh,
Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a NOLO plea to the RICO count in one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the NOLO to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged. I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count 1, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5.
Jeffrey would have been found not guilty of everything. So this is very painful. But that's another 3 months or so in custody. And he wants to go home to his family. And negotiations totally broke down with the district attorney's office. Horribly broke down. And at that point, we believe that justice would be found with the honorable court. And Jeffrey just wanted to go home. How agonizing it is to know that we've spent a year trying a case where the prosecutors have put on lies, knowing lies, hiding evidence, is insane in 2024 in the United States of America. And the only reason that this got revealed is because of you people. You people brought the truth to the community, because nobody knows this. This is not the only courtroom it's happening in, and I just want to thank all of you. I especially want to thank Jeffrey for letting me represent him. I think he's a wonderful person who does wonderful things and will continue to do things even greater. I cannot express to you how Shaquille Kokomo, how Trisha Renard, how Haley, how my wife Colette, how Bram, how countless people, but especially Miss Courtney Edwards, has worked without sleep for 3 years representing Jeffrey and helping him. I will never be able to stand with anyone more ethical, honest, hardworking, insightful, intelligent, and kind than the Honorable Keith Adams. The gentleman to my left is the best lawyer in the country.
Mr. Steele, do you think prosecutors negotiated in good faith at all during any of these negotiations?
Let me take this one. Let me answer that. The short answer is no. This is a case that possibly could have been resolved if folks were reasonable. But we did not believe that we could enter into good faith negotiations with people who wanted a case resolved in a manner simply to save face. And Jeffrey Williams was not going to say things that they wrote for him, that they wanted him to say, that was their theory when it wasn't true. And so, good faith, no. I don't believe we were ever really negotiating in good faith. And you've been here the past year that this case has been on trial. You've seen the numerous motions for mistrial. You've seen the behavior of the state. You've seen the dishonesty. You've seen everything being hidden. You've seen things come out in court, in front of you. And so you know what kind of prosecution we were dealing with, and that's okay. You know, Mr. Steele and I have fought through this the past 2.5 years, And as he said, we ultimately decided we were going to put our faith in the court as opposed to the folks on the other side of the aisle. And, you know, the best thing out of all of this is that Jeffrey Williams, in a very short period of time, will be home. And that's all we've wanted from May 9th, when they went and picked him up and have held him in jail without a bond for the past 2.5 years. He'll be home shortly.